All right, let's dive in. We're going to explore how AI is doing way more than just running our phones and workplaces. It's actually starting to reshape the very foundations of our society. And just for a little context, what we're talking about today comes from Chapter 4 of a really comprehensive 10-chapter course on AI ethics, business, and society. It's put together by Virtualization Options LLC, and we're going to stick right to the key ideas from this specific chapter.
You know, it's so easy to think of AI as just, well, smarter apps or robots in a factory. But its biggest impact, the really profound stuff, it's happening at a societal level, and a lot of it is kind of invisible. It's changing the very fabric of how we all live together.
So let's break down this massive societal footprint. We're going to look at it through three really critical pillars: the information we see every day, the opportunities that are available to us, and even the kind of justice we receive.
Okay, first up, our information. I mean, the entire way we learn about what's happening in the world, it's being completely re-engineered by AI. And, well, it's not always for the better.
I mean, seriously, have you ever been scrolling through your social media feed and just gotten this feeling that it's, I don't know, perfectly designed to make you angry or emotional? Well, guess what? You're not imagining things. There's a really powerful mechanism at play here. And this gets right to the heart of the problem. It's a concept called algorithmic amplification. See, the AI isn't programmed to be evil or malicious, not at all. It's just programmed to maximize one thing: engagement. That means clicks, shares, comments, you name it. The problem? The stuff that gets the most engagement is almost always the most emotional, the most controversial, or the most extreme content out there. Accuracy? Well, that's just not part of the equation.
And this whole process creates four huge risks for all of us. First, you've got amplification bias, which basically means sensationalism beats out the actual facts. Then filter bubbles. These things lock us into our own little echo chambers, where we only hear our own beliefs reflected back at us. Third, misinformation. It spreads like wildfire because, hey, it's often shocking and emotional. And here's the kicker. All of this leads to polarization. The algorithms just keep pushing us toward more and more extreme content. It's a genuine threat to our shared sense of reality.
So, this whole mess with our information ecosystem, it leads directly to our next big topic. Because the issue isn't just what we're seeing online, it's about who actually gets to participate, and more importantly, who gets to benefit in this new AI-powered world.
What we're seeing is basically the emergence of two separate worlds. It's a tale of the AI haves and the have-nots. On one side, you have people with access to incredible tech, they have the high-demand skills, and they're reaping all the economic rewards. But on the other side, you have the have-nots, who are hitting wall after wall. Limited access, big gaps in education, and get this, they're often so poorly represented in the training data that the AI systems don't even work properly for them.
And this isn't a one-off problem. It creates a really nasty, vicious cycle. It starts with just basic barriers to access, not having the right devices or internet. That creates gaps in AI literacy. Then the AI systems themselves, which are often trained on data from just a few dominant groups, end up performing poorly for everyone else. And the end result? All the cool jobs and big opportunities get concentrated in communities that were already privileged to begin with. The whole cycle just reinforces itself.
Okay, so this brings us to our third pillar, and you could argue it's the one with the highest stakes of all: justice. We're talking about moving beyond AI that just recommends a movie or sorts resumes. We're talking about AI that's now actively involved in judging us and governing our lives.
There's this quote from the source material that just hits the nail on the head. It points out that when we use these systems, we risk replicating and legitimizing discrimination under the veneer of objective technical rationality. Think about that. We take our messy human biases, we bake them into an algorithm, and then we pretend it's just objective math. It's a way of making discrimination look impartial.
And this whole situation creates some really deep tensions. For one, you've got this constant battle between efficiency and equity. In things like social welfare, the push for speed can trample all over fairness. Then there's the accountability problem. We have these black box systems where even the people who built them can't fully explain their logic. So when they make a mistake, who's responsible? And maybe most importantly, there's a huge threat to due process. If an algorithm denies you something or flags you as a risk, your basic right to get an explanation and appeal that decision can just disappear.
And here's something that is truly fascinating, and honestly, a little bit chilling. It's a phenomenon that researchers are calling the robot nudge effect. It turns out that even when an AI is just acting as an advisor, not even making the final call, its mere presence can unconsciously push human decision makers to start thinking like the machine.
They start prioritizing efficiency and metrics over those fuzzy human values like fairness. It's like the machine's mindset is contagious. So when you pull back and look at the big picture, you realize something crucial. These three areas, information, opportunity, and justice, they aren't separate problems at all. They are deeply, deeply interconnected. And figuring this out is a massive challenge that is really our collective responsibility.
I mean, just think about how it all connects. The information we consume shapes our entire worldview, right? Well, that worldview then influences who we think deserves a chance, who gets an opportunity. And those beliefs about who is worthy directly inform how we build our systems of justice. AI is this powerful new force that's pushing on every single link in that chain.
But here is the single most important thing to remember through all of this. None of this is set in stone. It's not inevitable. AI is a tool. That's it. It's not our destiny. The technology itself doesn't have values. The values we decide to bake into it, the rules we put around it, and the kind of future we build with it, those are all choices. They're our choices. So the real question we have to ask ourselves is, what future are we going to choose?